Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Today's audio is gonna be personal, it's gonna be emotional, it's gonna be honest, it's gonna have a message for everybody, and this is mainly why I'm sharing it. And you guys are a part of this this what I'm gonna talk about. So that's another reason why I'm sharing it. You know how I told you that eclipses for me, when they are in my sign, they're always, or my rising sign, they're always about my magic, and I always realize some things. And it was the same with this one. I thought I was just like kind of thinking about terminology, but it all kind of made sense yesterday to me. So, as you know, a few days ago, yesterday, I did an audio called Thank You. And in that audio, I basically kind of shared how I got into magic briefly. And if you listen to it, you'll remember that I never planned to work with clients. I only planned to use magic for my own purposes, for my own needs. And I wasn't even planning on doing magic at all, actually. It just kind of naturally happened. Um, and if you listen to it, you heard that I started doing it for myself, and then I started telling my friends and my family about, oh, I did this spell, and I did it like this and this, and then it worked, and this happened, and all of that, because I wanted to share stuff. And over time, my friends and my family started asking me, hey, can you do the same for me? And so I did. And then they started telling to their friends and their family and their relatives about me. And they came to me and asked me, hey, can you do this for me? I have this and this problem. And that's kind of how I started working with clients. And as you know, I am in my 40s, and this was in my early 20s, so long ago. And basically, back then, like I said, internet did exist, but it wasn't like it is now, and I did not work online. So basically, how I worked was I didn't advertise anywhere, and it was just, people heard about me and then they came to me. And it's not like the whole period of 20 years I was working actively. I had periods where when I ran away from magic, and we're gonna get into that. I did it only when some people would come to me and need help. And it was a lot different than it is today. I saw my clients in person. I got to know them, and I worked with them for a period of time. And it was a lot different than working online, because somehow back then, um, nobody expected a quick fix. Nobody sort of view magic the way most people kind of see it. Everybody kind of accepted my view of it. I suppose. I guess that people, when they were like, you know telling others about me, they said, hey, she has these instructions and you really need to follow them. I think that's what it was, because everybody was like really eager to follow the instructions, and everybody was eager to work on it and to give it time. Nobody was expecting it to happen overnight, and everybody was like reporting what was happening, movements and stuff, and we would stay in touch. And no, it did not always work. That's important to say. I never claimed that magic always works, or that I am the best ever who can make every situation work, because nobody can do that. But those people were like, oh, it didn't work, and we were both sad about it, but they never called me a scammer, a liar. I just had totally okay experiences, I guess. And my struggles were not about clients back then when it came to magic. My struggles were different because when I started working, it was in my hometown, and in the beginning, it was just my hometown, and it's a small town. It's not like super small, but rather small, and so most people in that town kind of knew what I'm doing, and it was again always like a side job, a hobby. It was never like the main thing I was doing. I was in school in the beginning still, and then I got my degrees and started working and stuff. But everybody kind of knew about it, and I was always honest about it as well. And a lot of people were judgmental, of course, and the religious ones, very religious ones, especially, they thought I was not, I was ungodly. A lot of people thought I was crazy, and then with my romantic relationships, there was a struggle as well, because obviously, majority of my partners did not like what I was doing, and did not want me to do magic, and were very much against it. And there was a lot of arguments about it, and all sorts of stuff. And I tried to run away from magic so many times because I wanted to be normal. I didn't want to be perceived as crazy. I did not want to lose my partners because of it or argue with them. Uh, I just kind of wanted that normal life, and that was my biggest struggle back then. Um, and well, one of my biggest struggles with magic. And like I said, I really tried to quit and run away so many times, and it never basically worked in the end, because that's just not what's meant to happen. And I'm aware of it now, and I have accepted it, and I'm going to talk about it a bit more. But I also want to say that my number one struggle when it comes to magic, and this is something that was always my number one struggle, is that not every ex will want to come back. And as I always tell you, people do have free will, and spells only influence them, give them pushes, give them ideas, but they still decide for themselves. And not every ex will want to come back, and this is why not every spell work will be successful. And this is what I struggle with, because then people don't get what they wanted, and it really hurts me, and I feel bad about it, not because I failed, but because they are not happy. And especially I especially struggled a lot with it in the beginning, because I really got to know people and make a connection with them, and then it just made me sad for them a lot, and it's still like that. But you know um, I don't online. I don't get to know all my clients that well, because some of them never never reply back, never report back, should I say. And we're gonna get into that a bit later. But yeah, my biggest struggle is that basically magic doesn't always work, and this is something that I can't change, because it just doesn't, because it does depend when it's about somebody else, right? A third person. It does depend or on their free will. So yeah, and I am aware of that, and I know that can't be changed, and I wouldn't want to force anybody or to do anything like that ever. So it's not like it's a struggle because I can't change it or I don't want to accept it. Absolutely not. It's more of a struggle because it makes people sad, if that makes sense. And when it comes to working online, as you know, I have only started working online 5 years ago, and only 2 years ago with clients from all over the world. And it's a lot different. And what I've noticed are some things that, in the beginning shocked me. um, for example, what's different, uh, what's the biggest difference that I've noticed is that a lot of people, a majority of people, will expect to buy a spell. They're just like they're going to the store. Okay, spell for this, spell for that, love spell, spell for exes, obsession spell, domination spell, and they will want to dominate their ex, and they will want their ex to be obsessed, which, like I said, can't be done and is not a good mindset or a good vibration. But they will want that, and they will kind of purchase it, and they're gonna expect results in like 2 weeks. They will expect their ex to simply come back within 2 weeks, to be forced to come back and to be forced to stay with them forever, and not to change anything about themselves, the way they react, the way they are, work on themselves, change their vibration, adjust their vibration to be aligned with their spell work. None of it. And if it doesn't happen, they're gonna call every caster a scammer. They're gonna, say nasty things about them, and they're just gonna continue going to the next one and next one and next one, because they think the problem is gonna be the spell, and they're just gonna have this idea that magic can dominate their partner and can force their partners to stay with them forever. Or if their partner comes back, let's say, and they break up with them again because nothing has changed and they're again not happy, they're just gonna again proclaim, okay, this was a scam because they're supposed to stay with me forever. Now, I was so shocked about this way of thinking, because if you think about it, it's so unlogical. Like, how could anything do that? Nothing can make somebody, you know, force somebody to do something and to stay there forever. How could that be possible, guys? Come on. And, expecting for them to just stay with them forever, to be their slave. Um, mm, no, I'm not even gonna get into how wrong that is, and into, shouldn't you want somebody to be with you for you and because they want to and they love you, and not because some demon is forcing them to stay with you forever and do whatever you want? What is the pleasure in that? I don't get it. But somehow this is the idea that most people have of magic, and I was like, this is really, really shocking, because magic works in a natural way. Magic doesn't force anybody, and magic, is not supposed to be used for horrible things. And this would be a horrible thing, to make somebody against their will to come back and to stay with you forever. So magic is, in love matters, used to give you a chance or a second chance or a third chance, whichever it is, to get what you want. But it's love, right? It's love. You're supposed to be um, good to your person, and that's the point of it, right? The two of you are supposed to be in a beautiful relationship, where there is love and understanding and support and all of those things, and you're not supposed to be their master. It's not slavery, it's a relationship, it's love. And it really, really shocked me, and at first I was like, because honestly I was very naive, going into the whole online thing, and I don't know, expecting that everybody will be like, oh yes, I understand, because they're not. And I have, with these 2 years, I have not expected a lot of these things, and I have gone through a lot that I'm not even gonna get into, because it's not relevant for this audio to get into all of it. But basically, one of my big struggles is that people just don't understand what magic is and how it works. And I always am honest about it, and I always explain. I have this channel where people can get so many informations, and I don't want to work with people who will expect to get a slave and who want to get a slave. That's not what this is about at all. I guess that is what I'm struggling the most now. And, so many times I just wanted to give up because, um, the way I handle, difficulties and challenges and uncomfortable things is that I simply run away. Okay, I don't need to do this. What's the point? Why would I put myself through this if I don't have to? So I'm just gonna give up. And I kind of when the astrologer gave me my birthday reading, and by the way, it was really good. I shared with him these struggles, and I was like, but I really struggle with this and this and this. And, he told me that life is not meant to be easy and that we are supposed to have challenges and we're supposed to be uncomfortable in order to learn and grow and to overcome some of our insecurities and some of our, issues. And I know that's true, right? That's what I always tell you. And it made so much sense. And I guess I had to go online, even if it was not planned by me, just to go through all of that because that is what I have to experience. And guys, here we come to the most important part and to the actual message of this audio. And that is you guys, because yesterday, as you know, was my birthday. And I did get a lot of beautiful, gifts and messages from my close friends and from my coworkers and my family. But the most beautiful messages, the messages from which I felt most love and gratitude, were from you guys. And I realized, and this is my realization, eclipse realization, that all the struggle, all the pain, all the challenges, everything is so worth it because of you guys. And I wouldn't change a thing, because if I did, I would never met you, got to help you, uh, got to know you, and that would suck. That would suck. I am so beyond grateful for you guys and your support and your love, and the fact that you actually realize that I do so much more than cast spells, and that this channel is, educational and helpful in life in general, and that my agenda is not only to help you with your love problems or your job problems, it's to help you to become a better and happier and healthier person. And I appreciate that so many of you, understand it and are grateful for it, basically. I I'm so thankful for all the love that I get from you. And as a caster, obviously everything is worth it when I feel that love from you guys. And that is the most important thing. And that is the thing why I do what I do. It's so rewarding, even though, of course, I can't help everyone and not everyone will accept my help or understand my help, but the ones that do and will, and there's so many that did, I feel blessed, to be honest. Blessed is the best word to describe it. And I am fully aware that not everyone that I'm referring to is going to listen to this audio, or is following the channel. Not every client, not every past client, especially. But even though not everybody is listening, I still want to thank everybody, not just you guys that are listening, but everybody. Guys, I got so much love yesterday, and I get so much love from you guys along my journey, that's what keeps me going, and that's what is 100 times more valuable than the negative things. And I guess that the message is to always see the positive side of everything, and to see why something is happening, to try to understand why something is happening. So it's kind of like switching from mentality, why is this happening to me, to what is this trying to teach me, and always see the positive in things. And there's so many nice and positive things in life that we just kind of ignore and we filter out because we focus on the negative stuff. And I for sure am not going to do that. So this eclipse, like every eclipse, was a game changer for me, and kind of brought things into perspective a bit more. So guys, once again, thank you for everything, and let's continue our work. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.